Hey, hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, a rock and roll Hall of Famer kicks off his residency at the Strat Hotel, and the Historic Westside receives federal grant money to help the community find some great new jobs. Here to discuss these topics and a whole lot more is the councilman who represents Ward 5. You know who it is, Mr. Cedric Crear. Mr. Crear, welcome back to the show. How are you,
Hello,
Councilman?
Mr. Riggleman. I am doing fantastic, just trying to stay cool in this heat and this humidity.
You're always cool.
Well, you know, we've had a hot summer, right?
Yeah, it's been brutal.
And I am doing my best to stay very, even-keeled. Just stay tranquilo and to keep it kind of even keeled. And so it's great to be here, but it's hot.
It is. And we're back. You've probably noticed we're back with the social distance again because the masks are back. And, so we're separated here so we can do the show.
Yeah.
But you and I both vaccinated. We've been very, very open about that.
Yep.
And so far, knock on wood, neither one of us have come down with COVID.
Yeah,
so,
and look, we have to continue to push vaccinations. I hope people will get vaccinated. It helps. I was exposed to someone that had COVID and was close to that person, and I did not get sick. Yeah. So it shows the vaccine is working. If wearing masks is going to help the process of mitigating COVID, then I'm all for it. I know there's a debate about the mask, and I get it. I know we're all tired of it, and I know that we want to get back to our normal lives, but we aren't quite there yet. I think we're making a lot of strides, but we aren't quite there yet. So let's just do what we can to help mask up, get vaccinated, and it'll make the world a difference.
Exactly, and let's get it over with. Put this behind us.
Yes.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. Well said. Well, Councilman, you know Ward 5 very well. You're born and raised there. For those of you out there not exactly sure where it's located, well, have no fear. We're going to show you on the maps right at the heart of our city. If you live in that area, work in that area, then you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. It includes our downtown area, goes all the way out to the northwest. But if you are a resident out there, you are represented on the city council by Mr. Cedric Crear. And we're going to talk about Ward 5. That's the whole point of the whole show. And a
lot to talk about.
So we're going to jump right in. You posted this on Facebook. I loved it. You said, today we're celebrating the launch of the Aero Shuttle. And this is pretty cool. Councilman, for those that don't know, may not have heard about this, what is the Aero Shuttle exactly?
So we have two shuttles that are going to travel throughout Las Vegas that are going to pick people up and bring them to services that they may need free of charge. So if you're trying to get to the health district, or you're trying to get to the DMV, maybe to try to get a driver's license, you're trying to get down to the courtyard in order to receive services, then we're going to provide you with transportation. And we know that transportation can sometimes be a huge impediment for folks who don't have transportation to get around. And many times, in order you to qualify for certain things, you need, let's say, a driver's license. Well, if you can't get to the DMV to get the driver's license,
how
are you going to be able to receive the services? So the Aero is a first phase of this. I can see it's growing from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 very soon. And it's just great that we launched this and we have it in place.
Yeah, and we want to thank our partner Keolis has been hugely helpful. You were telling me, Councilman, I wasn't able to join you guys that day for the official kickoff, but you were saying that the head of the company showed up.
Yes. Wow. So we had the president of North America there, and she was great. The president locally was here. So it shows you the importance of their commitment to the city. They also operate the downtown loop that takes place, and so they are our partner, and we thank them. You'd always say this, David. We need all the help we can get. The city can't do it all by themselves. We need private and public partnerships to help us out.
So true, and that's going to make a difference in a lot of people's lives.
It will.
So
It will.
Speaking of transportation, a whole different technology here, but the loop. I'm talking about not the loop you were referring to, but the loop, underground loop, the Boring Company's loop. It launched. Did you get a ride in one of these little vehicles?
I did. I had gone out while it was under construction to take a look at what they were doing and just blown away with the technology of what they're doing. The Boring Company is Elon Musk's company. If you didn't know, they built an underground transportation system that carries people throughout the expanded Las Vegas Convention Authority that's there. So if you're going from the new West Wing over to the south, you can take it and get there in 3 minutes, and in air conditioning, cool, quick. Tesla that's there. This is a video of me coming out of the loop and coming to the outdoor landing where people can get on these cars. It's pretty amazing, and they're looking to expand that. I think the next phase is to go from the Encore to the convention center. I think the Stratosphere is looking to do it number of hotels are looking to expand. And this technology, they built this whole thing, and there was no above ground disruption. So if you drove past the convention center
Wouldn't
on
have
Paradise,
a clue it was underground.
you would have no clue what was going on,
yeah.
which is pretty amazing. And you look at a subway system where, like in Los Angeles, they're putting the underground subsystem. It's havoc. The traffic is just havoc, and streets are closed, and so it's an amazing technology that's looking to expand throughout the city.
It's so futuristic. When I first saw that footage, I thought it was animation.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was real footage that you had shot
No
when
doubt.
you were in the car.
No doubt. I
Yeah.
was sitting in the front seat of that car,
Yeah.
going through the tunnel, and there's a driver there. Look, they have the technology to do autonomous drivers, but they aren't doing that
Not
yet.
just yet, yeah.
But they'll grow to that. Well, you hop in a car, you'll drive, and you go from one to the other, and there'll be cars underneath.
Wow.
And they don't think they have capacity issues. If there's more capacity, they just add more cars.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Amazing, right?
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm glad you got to check it out first.
Me too.
It's pretty cool. Councilman, we're excited. The Olympics getting underway, and Las Vegas. This town's changed a lot. I remember in the past we had one person in the Olympics.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. I remember Lori Harrigan. She was on the softball team. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
But now we have 18 people from Las Vegas that have a connection to the Olympics. They're either students, foreign students going to school here, or they're locals who have made it to the big time here.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Like I always say,
cool.
Vegas is a sports city, and we're turning into a real sports city.
really are.
Football season's around the corner, and the Raiders just kick off their first game here, and where fans get come in and see them this year. If you look at the Sandpipers swim team that has taken
got some
place, they
video
have
of
like
those
three
guys,
or four.
Four of them, yeah.
Four
Four of them.
swimmers that qualified and are in the Olympics, are in Tokyo as we speak. And it's a great time. I love the Olympics. That music comes on, and you just kind of feel it.
Exactly.
I was watching soccer this morning. France was playing Mexico.
Yeah, I saw. I was watching it too.
And then last night I was watching softball, and it's just great to see it, and a lot of fun. The United States won in softball, 1-0. Yeah, last night, and
They've
it was
eked
just
out.
great.
They've had some tight games.
They have.
Really
So
tight games.
It's exciting. And and the whole thing, we're just kicking this off, and it's
Yeah.
just great to see our Las Vegans representing not only the United States of America, but also our little small town in the southwest of the country called Las Vegas.
It's like you said, we have really got. We were on the sports map. These are the swimmers. These, and this Vashti Cunningham,
Yeah.
Randall Cunningham's daughter. This is her second Olympic game.
It is a
She's
second.
high
It's a
jumper,
high jumper, local Gorman graduate. And it's just great to, it's amazing. What an amazing experience, right?
I know. And not to go once, let alone go twice.
Yeah, they go twice to Olympics.
But
so
we have
good for them.
18 folks from some connection to Las Vegas in the game. So that's a far cry from when I first came to town, 30 odd years ago, where hardly anybody got to go from here.
I agree.
Not,
So it's
not the case anymore.
It is.
So.
It's great to see. We're rooting for you guys.
We are. Go USA.
Go USA.
And speaking of great athletes, we're very proud of this. This hits really close to home. Councilman, one of his close assistants, Harry Williams, his son Dante, got drafted in the 4th round of the Baltimore Orioles.
Orioles, yep.
Star out
No
of
doubt
the
about
University
it.
of Arizona. Yeah.
Yep, and he just signed his contract yesterday at Camden Yards in Baltimore,
Wow.
and it was a
That's
family
huge.
affair. Harry was there, and the family was there, and they just are real excited. Immediately he got shipped off down to Florida. So he signed his contract yesterday. He starts working today.
Yep.
I guess there's no onboarding process.
Exactly.
There.
You know what?
You go to work. Thanks a lot. Sign here.
Play ball.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot you down to Florida. You start tomorrow. What an amazing experience, though, right? And here's a kid who was at the University of Arizona, and on top of his baseball prowess, he graduated from the University of Arizona.
Yeah,
and let's recognize the fact that a lot of kids who go into sports don't really make it to graduation. He graduated. He was all Pac-12. He was an All-American center fielder for University of Arizona. Went to the College World Series, drafted by the Baltimore Orioles, and then on top of that, he's a great kid and comes from a great family.
He really is.
Yeah.
And a great player. And,
he is.
Of course, we're very proud of Harry, and it's just like one of our own here.
Yeah.
Whose kid is, God, that's a big deal.
It is great. And I know the mayor was watching during the College World Series, and Harry was saying the mayor's like texting him like during the game of like the plays that were going in, the plays that and Harry's like, well, she's actually watching, right?
Yeah.
So the mayor like watched the entire games that they played. So shout out to the mayor, and that's awesome that she supported Dante like that, and she loves Las Vegas more than anybody, and and she shows it as
She
well.
surely does. And she and Oscar, they're big sports fans.
No doubt about it.
That's for sure.
No doubt about it.
Right up their alley. Councilman, you had said this. We had a very, 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 very hot summer. 3 times where we had excessive heat warnings. And it gets hot here in the summer, no surprise there. But to have that many excessive heat warnings kind of back to back to back, that was pretty unprecedented. So we were going to get the word out. Take care of the young ones and take care of the pets too.
Yeah,
you know?
take care of the pets, but also make sure you stay safe and stay hydrated. And if you look at June, is one of the hottest Junes that we've ever had in our country. We reached record highs. Like we got to 118 one day. I think 117 was the record. We went to 118. So it just shows you there's extreme heat. Stay hydrated, stay cool as best you can. We've had a situation where we had to open up Dula Community Center, as you know, for a hydration station and to cooling off station that's there, and we'll continue to do that as if heats continue to get back to those very oppressive levels, that we'll do what we can to try to make sure that people stay safe
Councilman,
as well.
Dula in your ward, in Ward 5, stepped up a couple times. We had people displaced from a fire, condo fire, and then we also had needed to relocate people during the excessive heat who were homeless and gave them a place to get out of the heat. And so it's been an amazing summer, but we also want to get the word out, as you were saying, that we got to take care of ourselves, got to take care of our pets too.
Yes, we do. Yeah, pets are vitally important. We just passed the ordinance where you can't chain your pets up for a long period of time outside in the heat. I think that was great, headed up by Councilman Anthony. That's very good ordinance that the city has put out. And so don't just leave your pets outside. Don't leave them in cars. I know we just had a person arrested, I think for the second time, for leaving their pet in a car, and that's just abuse. So don't do it. Make sure that you are safe. Make sure that you are smart. It's funny. I think the temperatures went down to the 90s, and
I know.
We called it like a cool wave.
Yeah, it was like a sweater.
Yeah, we had a cool wave that passed through, and it was like 90, 95 degrees.
Yeah, and that feels good after 117,
it does.
118.
You can really tell the difference.
Yeah.
I'm usually good at 100 to 105.
Me too.
I can kind of manage.
Yeah.
Over 105, 110.
Yeah. It's like yikes.
Yeah.
And folks, in that ordinance, you see the animals here. The magic number is 105. Anything over 105, you really got to be careful. Don't leave your dog outside, because you'll be subject to violating that ordinance.
You will be.
So,
you will be. And plus, it's not safe for the pets. No tethering.
Exactly. Exactly right. It's good ordinance. And Councilman, I was really excited about this. This is going to date me here a little bit, but you posted this on Facebook. You said, such an honor to welcome Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Sammy Hagar, the Red Rocker, to Las Vegas to kick off his residency at the Strat. I was really stoked about this because, Sammy's like, this is my generation. You know?
You know what else? On top of that, he is a great guy.
Yeah.
He seems very excited to be performing legitimately. And a person that has accomplished so much, Hall of Famer, who has just done so much in music and industry, and he's still so excited. He's talking about bringing his friends, people that he knows. He gets he's famous for his bar in Cabo Wabo, and all of a sudden people show up. John Mayer shows up, and they just rock out and they start playing. And
can you imagine?
Those type of things. Yeah, can you imagine being at Cabo Wabo and all of a sudden Sammy Hagar's performing and John Mayer starts performing? And how about that? So he looks for that type of performance. It's a real intimate room. Holds like 600 folks, and obviously it's sold out in a couple of hours. They added a couple of shows. That show is sold out in a couple of hours. All of the people at the Stratosphere are great guys and great group of folk that are really done so much to revitalize the Strat.
Yeah, it's a great property.
It is a great property. It is the entryway into downtown Las Vegas. We've put our big archway signs out of there, and anytime you see the archway picture, it's a Strat right behind it, and it's a great representation for Las Vegas. And we're just excited they're there, and so excited about Golden Entertainment putting so much passion into the revitalization. So I can't wait for Sammy to get going. Hopefully I'll get a chance to see the show. But if not, I know he is going to kill it.
Yeah, the Red Rocker. Glad he's back and doing well. And I got to get out to see that show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Great guy.
And then, Councilman, I love this too. You posted this on Facebook as well. You said, happy anniversary to the Plasa Hotel and Casino. The historical icon of downtown Las Vegas will celebrate a half century in business today. And congratulations, this is a big deal.
It is a big deal. And the Plaza, 1 Main Street is the address for the Plaza. Pretty historic address. And they've done a great job as well. Jonathan Jossel and team have really taken a lot of ownership of that property, revitalized it, new rooms, restaurants. And they've also done a great job of keeping the historic nature of the hotel, yet modernizing the hotel. Oscar Steakhouse is there anytime. He might be in there having a martini and a T-bone at any given night. So
tell you some good stories from the day.
Some great stories, and it's just great. Nice for them to celebrate, to still be in business after 50 years, which is hard to do.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
And they have a lot of plans to do a lot more expansion, so we look forward to them.
You know, I love the Councilman, you talk about their tying to the historic nature of the place. They have a great sign out front that says, "Great cities have great beginnings. Vegas started here."
Vegas started here, no doubt about it.
The land sale was and everything right on that property.
Yeah, and then it's also famous for being Biff's Casino.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Back to the Future.
If you're out watching some old movies, look at Biff's. It's a Hollywood history as well.
It is. It's an iconic. I think it's been in a number of movies. Hangover. It managed to pop up in that a few times.
Yes.
So.
Well deserved.
And others as well. Pay It Forward. You can name off. I can think of several right off the top of my head. It's just because it's iconic.
It is
Las
iconic.
Vegas.
It is.
So,
it is.
Right there right as Ward 5, right on the border with Ward 5 and Ward 3, right?
Yeah, it is. And it is great that it's in Ward 5, right at the tip of Fremont Street Experience. Like I said, 1 Main Street, and it's just cool. Yeah.
I love it. This was very cool too. You're obviously a good friend. You posted this on Facebook. You said, "I'm pleased to give my old friend and former middle school classmate the honor of proclaiming June 21st, 2021 as Belinda Schauer Day."
How about that? And we surprised her with that proclamation. She has been with the Clark County School District for a number of years. She's retiring as a principal for Marion Earl Elementary School. She didn't know we were coming. Her assistant kept her in the dark, and we showed up with our team and recorded this and gave her a proclamation for her well-deserved work. You know, she started out as a teacher like many administrators do and worked her way up in many different schools and was at Marion. I've spoke at their, they don't have a graduation ceremony, but they have a ceremony to show the 5th graders who are leaving and going to schools. And
going on to.
I've spoken at their school a number of times. Great students. And it's just nice to see. And it's nice, look, it's nice to be recognized. They wanted to make sure that she didn't not know that we in the city of Las Vegas appreciate her and all of the commitment she's made into developing students in our community.
Did she start teaching when she was like 12 years old or something?
She looks great, doesn't she?
She doesn't look old enough to retire.
Yeah, we were in middle school together, so she was at Hyde Park with me.
Well, you guys are aging very well, both of you, because you both look still very young.
She does it great. Yeah, she's got fantastic, and her kids are fantastic, and she's just a wonderful person. Yeah. Always has a beautiful smile on her face and always in a positive mood.
Well, that was very nice of her old friend, Cedric Crear, to have honored her like that. So that's very cool. And Councilman, I love this. Juneteenth was a big deal this past year because Congress made it a national holiday.
Yes.
You posted this on Facebook. First event of the day celebrating Juneteenth at the Discovery Children's Museum. And this really was just literally the first of several celebrations that day, right?
It did. We celebrated really all week. And that particular day, you see the governor to my left and Councilman Knutson was there, Commissioner McCurdy at the Discovery Children's Museum, and we were recognizing Juneteenth. And like I said, this year felt a little bit different because of the fact that Congress did make it a national holiday. It was my understanding that the president flew back early from his talks in Geneva in the G7 summit in order to make it back so that he could sign it into law on like Thursday, and it went into effect on Friday, which was pretty cool. How about that?
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's pretty special.
That's called service, yeah.
That is called service. Yeah, so we had a full day of activities.
You did, because from there, then you went over to Doolittle, right, in the West Las Vegas Theater, right?
Yeah, so we were at the, we had a pool party that year to celebrate Juneteenth. We had a lot of kids out, which were great. DJ Thump, Luke Collins that was there, and Diane Pollard, who is the founder of the Rainbow Dreams Academy and who has put on the Juneteenth celebration every year for the past 20 years. This is the first year that we partnered with her in order to co-celebrate Juneteenth and really an appropriate time since it's a national holiday now. We work with the Juneteenth of Nevada for their celebration at the West Las Vegas Arts Center, who they work nationally. The Nevada chapter and they work nationally to work with Congress and the president in order to create it.
Nice.
And so the
Well
Juneteenth
done.
of Nevada, Dee Evans and her team have really been fighting a fight single-handedly, to be very honest with you, to make this happen. And so it was great to see all of their hard work. And I was joking with her, since it happened now, everybody's going to take credit for it, right? Oh, look what we did.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
look what you did.
Yeah,
and look
exactly.
what Juneteenth Nevada
Yeah.
did, and Dr. Gourier and Dee Evans and that group have been fighting for this. And sometimes their requests and asks and fight went unanswered, but they were steadfast in their commitment to understanding and of the importance of Juneteenth and fighting to make it a national holiday. So we owe them a debt of gratitude in Nevada for their hard work that they did on a national level to make Juneteenth a national holiday.
Well, Councilman, also, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Juneteenth, but then there was also the NAACP had a gathering at the Cosmo Hotel that same night as well, right?
Yeah, what an amazing event. It was well done. Roxanne McCoy, who is the president of the local chapter of NAACP, put on an amazing event. That's her in the middle, and with my friend Missy Young from Switch. But the event was great. The music, the message, the colors, they really did a fantastic job, and kudos to them. It wasn't just another event where you came out and just listened to someone speak. It was a true event.
Nice.
Yeah. It was great, and I even told her that this is probably one of the best events that I've been to in a very long time. Yeah.
Councilman, tell everybody that I think many people are familiar with what Juneteenth is.
Yeah.
But why don't you fill everybody in? For me, I have family in Texas, so this was a celebration in Texas going back many years. But now it's become a national holiday.
It was. So slavery was abolished, and it wasn't really until a year later that the slaves in Texas were first heard that it was
June 19th, 1865.
They were free.
Yeah.
And so we marked that day as the true day of when slaves were free, because it really didn't spread. There was no internet. There was no, let me send you a text and let you know, put it on Twitter.
Right.
And so the news traveled, and by the time it got to Galveston, Texas, they realized that it was free. So it's a very pivotal moment, not only for Black people who end slavery, but our country in general. And hence, that's why it's a national holiday.
Yeah. And it is a national holiday officially now. Very cool.
Yes.
And then, Councilman, some great opportunities we want to mention before we run out of time. A federal grant for registered, there's an apprentice program that there's money available for. We want to tell everybody about this for the Historic Westside. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And there's also another big grant program, millions of dollars available as well, too.
Yeah,
right?
So, we're in the first phase of a second phase now of building out our workforce development center at the Historic Westside School. First phase is already open with our Strong Future Technology Center, powered by Cox Innovation, where we're training people in the STEM field, science, technology, engineering, math.
That's awesome.
We're hosting a lot of tournaments for esports and all types of different things that are taking place there, which is amazing. And we're training people now. Second phase is in conjunction with the College of Southern Nevada to build out the Workforce Center for Construction, Manufacturing, Trades, Information Technology, and Healthcare.
That's great.
We received a $6.9 million EDA grant from the Department of Commerce, which is the largest EDA grant the state of Nevada has received, which is within itself amazing for our work that we're doing in Historic Westside. And then the Governor Sisolak, graciously worked with the state to provide us the $4 million grant to round out that facility as well. So thank you.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is. And thank you, Governor Sisolak, for leading that charge. It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, exactly. And folks, I think the important key on this is if you're looking for job opportunities, looking for some training, looking for an opportunity to better your income, before the end of the show, we'll tell you how to get in touch with Councilman Crear's office, because there's a lot of grant money out there that could help you at this time.
Yep.
And want to make sure that everyone is aware of that. So
it is. So thank you for that. Our goal is to get people ready, trained, prepared to go to work. And jobs of the future, we need people to get ready to go into these entry-level jobs that are high-paying, that provide benefits for themselves and their family. You've heard me say it once. I'll say it. As long as I live, you get a person a job, you keep them working. It changes their life, their family's life, and ultimately the community's life. So we had to get people working.
Very good, and very well said, Councilman. Well, we're about out of time here, so we want to tell everyone, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilman Crear, you can find him on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. He's always there. And you can also contact the Councilman just by picking up the phone. We still have those around here, 702-229-6405, or send him an email. His address is ccrear@lasvegasnevada.gov, and he or one of his great staff will get right back to you. And again, if you're interested in learning more about some of those grant programs for job training, job enhancement, apprenticeship, get in touch with the office, because they will connect you with the folks you need.
We will. Yeah, we will. So let us know. Yeah. We're here.
Good to have you on the show.
It is great. Hard to believe. Every 6 weeks we get together.
We always joke.
It goes by so fast.
It does, yeah.
And then there's just so much that takes place within that short period of time. So
it does.
Yeah, it's great to be here, and it's great that we get to have an opportunity and a platform to get messaging out.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Thank you, and thank you to all the KCLV staff.
Yep. Good team back here,
that really work hard to get these messages out for not only me, but for every one of our council persons and the mayor and the shows. Our team works amazing. They work overtime, they work on weekends, capturing footage and documenting the history of Las Vegas, and really, taking it upon themselves. And everybody that works here has a strong passion for what they do. So we have a great team, and thank you to all the team as well for KCLV.
Thank you. We love our city, and we love serving the public. That's what we're here for. So. Well, Councilman, great job. We'll have you back in 6 weeks with another update from Ward 5. Looking forward. And in the meantime, don't miss our next show beginning on July 29th with Ward 6 City Councilwoman Michelle Fiore. You can catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time around.